What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second edition of MLW Tonight, the show where we talk about news and notes from around MLW. Cue the intro. Welcome to MLW Tonight. I am joined by Tommy Coughlin, Midwest Mallard, 2017 champion. Tommy, how are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. How about yourself, Kyle?
I'm doing very well. We got a great show for you guys today. We got Ben Shafer calling in. You guys saw him last time. He's the MLW analyst. We also got Eddie Kalegi, Mallard superfan and also MLW analyst. And we got some fans calling into the show. So we got a great show coming your way today. And Tommy, let's just jump right into it. What are your thoughts on the All-Star break and all 6 teams heading into the playoff race?
The All-Star break was great. We had some fun times there. I did get rocked a bit in the All-Star game, but it was good. It was a little bit of a wake-up call for me on the mound. I always got to bring my best stuff. Can't take any games off. But no, it was fun. And the playoff race is one of our tightest races we've ever had, honestly. I mean, I see 5 contenders, if I'm being honest. The Predators, with the addition of Ryan Cratched, it was really a game changer for this league, and anything's possible now for those 5 teams. I think we know which the 6th team is. I'm not.
No, yeah, definitely. I like how you touched on the Preds there. Like Ryan Cratched, I mean, he was always a solid pitcher behind Daniel with the Eagles, but I know just going to this new team that he's just got a sense of urgency, and he's really going to try to put the team on his back and lead this team to a World Series title.
Yeah, I think the Preds, they realize their ceiling is high now, especially with the addition of Ryan Cratched. That pitching is really going to mean a lot to them.
Exactly, and they are in a tough division though with the Cobras and Wildcats. Talk about the Wildcats, who are sitting at 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, the AL is the strongest we've ever seen it, and the Wildcats, are right on top as of right now, as they probably should be. They've played the best so far in the AL all around. The Cobras may have more talent, but the Wildcats are really putting it all together lately. Other than one rocky series here and there, they've been really solid. Schultz having an MVP season so far, and as long as he can get Kelly and Purok on base every once in a while, the Wildcats could easily see themselves bringing home the championship this year.
And then let's jump over to the National League now. I mean, you got a pretty close race with the Mallards and Eagles. I mean, that series coming up is going to be huge. And then you also have the Seahawks, who honestly played pretty well. Like I'd say it'd be their best series of the whole season so far. A couple of days ago against the Mallards. So talk about that playoff race coming up.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks, they competed a little bit against the Mallards last series. I still don't think they're going to make it out of the divisional series. Eagles, Mallards, that's going to be a regular season showdown and a postseason showdown. We already know that. We saw it last year too. Daniel Schultz, despite his ERA being a little higher than most of the other starters, he's been pretty phenomenal on the mound this year. He's been very consistent, hasn't walked a lot of guys, which is pretty surprising with the new mound distance. So that series could really go either way, and either one of those teams is going to give someone in the AL a run for their money at the championship.
Well, there you have it. Me and Tommy's thoughts on all 6 teams heading into the playoff race. Playoffs will start first week of August, so stay tuned for that. And let's jump into this interview with Ben Shafer. All right, so calling into Ben Shafer right now. Ben, how are we doing?
Doing fantastic. Very happy to be here again.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show again. I know the fans really enjoyed you last time. Talk about what you think about the National League now. I mean, Daniel Schultz getting by not the best cast of characters on the team by any chance. So they're leading the division by 1.5 games over there in the NL.
Yeah, that's a really interesting this year. At the beginning of the year, I put the Eagles as my number 1 power ranking, and so far that past couple of weeks that hasn't really paid dividends. I think really everything's just kind of going down the drain for Eagles fans. You have Daniel's having one of his best years ever. I'm sure everyone's seen his highlights of pitching. He's been phenomenal. But Brendan Schultz hasn't been a factor at all this year. He hasn't had a chance to play yet. Cratched, of course, got traded, as we all saw. That was entertaining, to say the least. And right now, you got Price and Whalen, who really, they're just not having the year at the plate that I think we all expected. Both are hitting below 200 and really leaving all the work to be done for Daniel.
Right, like you said, I mean, this is historically bad. I mean, how much they depend on one player in Daniel Schultz. I mean, you just look at the averages. I mean, Whalen showed up to one series against the Wildcats and he didn't get a hit. You got Clayton Price batting 187 and Neil Smith batting 111. And Daniel's up there around 357, which is a really good average. But he's getting absolutely no help, and it's been like historically bad. I don't think we've ever seen one man take so much of a burden on himself like this with the Eagles team.
Yeah, and that's exactly, if y'all remember what Jack Agner said, I think that was the Eagles' first series of the year. He says basically the Predators versus Daniel Schultz. And unfortunately for Eagles fans, that's continued on to right now. And I think, honestly, you could make the argument that, Daniel has done a big part in carrying the Eagles in the playoffs, in 2015 and in their 2016 championship. But the league is a lot different now. The competition is a lot stronger, I would say.
Right.
And if that's going to happen again, Daniel's going to have to be nearly perfect pitching-wise, like exceptionally perfect, because he doesn't have the bats to really back him up right now.
Exactly, yeah. So let's go to our first fan question. This is from the Slugger Wiffle Ball League. Hey fans, ask us questions on Twitter at MLW Wiffle Ball. I'll make sure to read all your tweets. But they said, with two close series between the Preds Wildcats and the Seahawks Mallards, what changed in the way the Preds and Seahawks have been playing to make them look like contenders? And I'll take this one first with the Preds. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's Ryan Kratch. I mean, he came over there from the Eagles. He was always a solid pitcher, like I've said in the show already, but he's just like coming into his own with the Preds, and he's just like playing amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the other thing with Kratch is it was a great move for the Predators to add him to the team, but it was also a really good move for Kratch because now he has the opportunity to be his own ace for his own team instead of having to pitch behind a high caliber arm like Daniel. And Warder really hasn't had the best year ever, pitching wise to say the least, as opposed to his 2017 performance. So it's good for him and Cratchit to kind of work together. I
really got to commend Alec. I mean, he's taking the sacrifice. He's not pitching as much, but he's fine because he knows that Ryan's going to pitch well and win him some games. So I got to commend Warder for doing that, for taking that sacrifice.
Right, that's a good team move.
Yeah, definitely. And then gotta go to the Seahawks. I mean, they played well against the Mallards too. I'm thinking Michael Stahelski was the main man behind this Seahawks team, winning them that game too. He hit a homer in that game. I know it wasn't on video, but he played really well. He was actually pitching well. I mean, Coughlin, Ford, and Dabrico, they couldn't hit him very much. So Mike surprised me.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I would say the thing is for Seahawks is, if they really, I think for hitting wise, they've shown that, especially in the past couple series, that they can string together hits. They can put up runs. If they could get themselves a very solid arm from the AAA league, then they could really be set.
Right, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking about Nick Baker. I mean, he's really wanted to come to these games, but he's been very busy with baseball. So hopefully he gets out there in their next series against the Eagles, I think it is. So yeah, very excited about him.
If he is there, that'll be a very interesting matchup.
Definitely. All right, so let's go to our next topic. Coastal Cobras. They got a great fan base, got a lot of talent on this team. Preseason number 1, but they're standing at 5-4. Not what they wanted to be at. So is it time to hit the panic button on the Cobra season? What do you think, Ben?
I'm gonna say no on that one. I mean, the only huge problem I've seen from the Cobras is they couldn't hit Daniel Schultz. Getting swept in that series,
right? Really
the big pothole holding them back right now. Overall, to me, they still have arguably the best hitting lineup in the league. And, they came from behind last season, and they were in a much worse situation than they are right now. So who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see if it pans out.
Right, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Daniel Schultz just played out of his mind like in that last series with the Eagles. But if they struggle against the Preds, I think it's time to worry for the Cobras team in this upcoming series. But, I mean, they do have Drew. He's a veteran. I think he'll settle in against the Preds team. So we'll see up here in this next coming week.
They got to find somebody to put that Cobra chain on.
Yeah, they did not put that Cobra chain on once last time. But yeah, that's all we had to talk about today. Thank you, Ben, again, for joining us.
Yes, my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the show, fellas.
All right. See you, Ben. Yeah, always great talking with Ben. Tommy, what did you think about his thoughts on the Cobras, Preds, and Seahawks?
Yeah, I agreed with Ben on most things. I mean, pretty much everything, to be honest. I don't think it's time for the Cobras to panic button either. We saw last year they struggled early on, made some moves, figured out what they were as a team, and in the end it worked out for them pretty well. Almost well enough to win them a championship.
Yeah, definitely. They got all that talent. They'll be fine. All right, here comes our fan question. This one's coming from Ty. Ty, let us hear it.
Hey, man, I was just wondering, how can the Predators be so bad when they have an Instagram model and Alex Ward on the Mallard Forum, and someone who looks like an extra from Game of Thrones season 6. I looked at his name. He's like 6'7", and he looks like the captain of a Viking ship. But with that kind of star power, I just wonder how can they be so bad.
Thank you for the question, Ty. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Alec Warda he's not having a great season, but I mean, they just came off a good season against the Wildcats, that's for sure. I mean, they won that series 2-1. You don't think that's kind of a good accomplishment for them?
Yeah, that win was probably big for them, but
yeah, fair enough.
I think we're just gonna have to step it up on the hill for them guys to piece something together.
Hey, what are your thoughts on Ryan Cratch, the new Pred edition?
Well, Crash could help them out for sure, but I don't know. I see so much potential, and when you see someone as big as that guy on the Predators, you just have to wonder, what can he achieve as a human? And right now, I just don't think he's reaching his potential.
All right, well, there you have it. I mean, not everybody is going to believe in that Preds hype, so thank you for your honest opinion.
Yeah, man, no problem. No problem.
All right, there you have it, guys. Ty for the first fan call-in. So that's going to lead us into another analyst calling into the show, Eddie Kalegi. He's a big Mallard fan. Tommy's going to be talking with him. Tommy, take it away.
Eddie Kalegi, the man, the myth, the legend. This kid is a diehard wiffle ball fan, diehard Mallard fan. I know he's been showing me lots of support these past couple years on social media, so I'm going to give him a call right now. We're going to talk a little wiffle ball. All right, I got Eddie Kalegi on the phone right now. Eddie, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to get to be on MLW Tonight. Great to talk to you, Tom.
We are happy to have you here, man. So like I said earlier in this video, I know you're a diehard Mallards fan, so let me know how you feel about the season so far, man. How is the Mallard season right now compared to last year's season?
Well, the Mallards, they've been solid this season. I know you've had the toughness without Steve McPeak on and off, but Austin Ford has been a solid acquisition, and looking at it, 7-5 right now, taking 2 out of 3 from the Seahawks. I really wish the sweep could have happened, but
Me too.
the Seahawks were able to get that game. But overall, I think this team is doing well, and once Steve McPeak is back, that is going to be a difference maker, having more depth on this team.
Yes.
And you on the mound have been phenomenal. You still have the best pitches, the drops and the sinkers. You have the best off-speed pitches in the league. All around, I'm happy with the season so far.
Awesome, yeah, me too. I'm glad you mentioned Steve McPeak. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking questions in the comments, I've noticed. Steve McPeak will be returning to the Mallards this year as of right now. He's out doing some work right now, but he will be back come early August. So expect to see Steve back in the green come early August. So Eddie, I know you already mentioned him a little bit, but the new addition of Austin Ford to the Mallards, do you think this is a good move for the team or a bad move for the team, and why?
Well, I think it's a good move, at least at this point, because without Steve McPeak, the reason the Cobras, I think, are so good is because there's so much depth in this team. If it was just 2 players, I hate the teams when there's only 2 players, you've got other teams with 3 in the field. It's such a disadvantage. It's great that they brought in Austin Ford. Like I said, he's got to get the numbers up at the plate. He's only hitting 107 in 6 games, but he almost made a really good defensive play while fielding his position pitching, trying to get it out at first base, and he made a couple of nice throws to get some runners coming home in the series against the Seahawks. So I think he's a good move right now. He's going to be a big asset to the team with it on.
I agree, yep. If you were a manager of this Mallards team, would you keep Austin Ford on the team throughout the postseason?
Yeah, for sure. I keep him. You have the depth. The Cobras were so good last year. They had so many guys on their roster. The more on the roster, the better, because you never know what's going to happen.
All right, cool, Eddie. Well, it was awesome to hear an opinion from you. I know we've been talking a lot throughout the years on social media, so it was cool to finally get in touch with you, man. We were happy to have you on the show, and we're hoping to talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Tommy, and good luck in the rest of the season. Let's go Mallards.
Thank you, man. Quack Attack. All right, so Kyle, what did you think of Eddie's opinions about the Mallards so far this year?
Yeah, I definitely like what Eddie was saying there. I think you really do. You need to stick with Ford in the playoffs. His stats are pretty low right now, but he'll come around, I believe. I think he was a great addition, and you never know with the Mallards. With Tommy's pitching, they could definitely be a force in the playoffs and definitely make a run. And that's going to bring us to your favorite segment of the day, Caught Off Guard with Tommy Coughlin. Tommy, take it away. Tell these viewers what Caught Off Guard is.
All right, so Caught Off Guard, just like we saw last time in the show, I'm going to call one MLW player at random. They're not going to know I'm calling. They're not going to know what I'm asking, and we're just going to see what happens. All right, first up, Zach Purok. Hey, Zach, speak up, man. You're on. Hey. That was awkward. Hey, Zach, what's up? It's Tommy.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing pretty good. Speaking nice and clear so the folks at home can hear you. Are live on MLW Tonight.
Oh, jeez. Hello, folks at home.
Oh.
How are you?
Oh, they are great. They are great. All right, Zach. Well, I gotta ask, man. The ladies in the comments just go crazy for you, man. What is the workout routine?
Well, actually, I'm doing some hammer incline press right now. 3 45s on each side, some 25s for 10.
Is that it? Is that it? I thought you lifted way more than that, man. You're looking sharp out there. You're a pretty handsome guy. I can't lie.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. Your pitches are pretty handsome, I gotta say.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow chest day, or what do we got going tomorrow?
Today's chest day.
Oh, today's chest day.
I was just hitting the set, buddy. That's
All right, I'm glad to hear it. Well, I mean, you keep looking good out there, and I'm gonna keep striking you out.
Oh, probably true. I only hit in the last inning, and that's basically the only time in the game I don't strike out. So,
Hey, sometimes one homer's all it takes.
yeah, basically.
All right, man. All right,
All
well.
I'm saying is,
Hey, no, say no more. Say no more. I don't want to distract you from your workout routine. I gotta go. I'm a busy man.
all right, Tommy, call me later.
All right, I'll see you later, dude.
Peace.
You gotta love Zach Purok. And this is gonna lead us into our last segment of the day, Tommy's Takes, the segment where Tommy predicts upcoming series games.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to another exciting and probably wrong episode of Tommy's Takes here. Next series coming at you guys is going to be the Predators versus the Cobras, and this is actually a pretty interesting series. Ryan Cratch now on the Predators, and the Cobras have been struggling a little bit, so I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen myself, but if my best guess is that the Predators are going to take it. The Cobras are struggling now. The Eagles swept them. They didn't even hit a homer. They didn't get a hit until the third game. So I think Ryan Cratch is going to come on the mound, and he's going to shut them down game one. I think the Predators are going to win that first game 2-1. I think the Cobras are going to maybe sneak away with a homer, a Mitch Marvin homer, and the Preds are going to start getting hype like they always do. Stuff's going to happen. Agner's going to go yard, and it's going to be great. Game 2, the Cobras are going to steal game 2. They're going to get upset. That'll be 4 in a row for them, dropped. So the Cobras are going to come out and they're going to win game 2, but they're going to get a little too comfortable. And game 3 is going to come around, and the Preds are going to come right back with the Cratch on the mound. They're going to be feeling it. They're going to be enthusiastic, and they're going to take the series 2-1, and the Cobras are going to be 500.
Thank you, Tommy. And that's going to do it for MLW Tonight number 2. I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to be on the show and ask us a question, go to Twitter at MLW Wiffle, and we'll try to read all your questions and try maybe get them on the show. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click in that corner. If you want to see the last video, click in that corner. If you want to sign up for the tournament, okay, you have 1 week to do so. It's going to be in Sandusky, Ohio, July 28th and 29th. That'll be linked in the description. Thank you for watching.